What's up, TikTok? Okay, I think Zoom is working. Instagram, what's up? I'm Yogi Chris from IMC Nation, captain of IMC Nation here at IMC Eden. This is Base One Eden House in Las Vegas. You see the soundproofing or whatever this is. Is this soundproofing technically? Yeah. That's what that is. I don't know how this proofs it for sound, but must be in the geometry of it. Anyway, dang, whole bunch of people joined super fast here. What's up? What's up, Instagram? I had a hunch that you guys would be on. So, take back your power as a man is what I was inspired to do here. It was something AZD said in the previous lecture. We just finished AZD lecture. If you guys don't know, what's up, man, with your fucking code name, Sire? I know that picture. I know who you are. One of the guys was applying to be a porn star to actually get paid. And he said he had done it before, so whatever. I didn't ask too many questions. I didn't want to ask too many questions, but whatever. It's some level of confidence for sure, and or desperation, but whatever. It breeds both, kind of. And like I was desperate not to get my ass kicked when I learned wrestling, and that became a lot of confidence. So, uh, and then part two, which is like unrelated to part one, is what do you say when you run out of things to say? So I titled this on YouTube, Instagram, and whatever, wherever I titled it this, like, what if you run out of things to say? Because I thought for that audience, if I titled it, Get Your Power Back as a Man, it wouldn't be as attractive to you. But it ends up kind of being both because those are the two ideas that are in my mind. First, you should know that I live in Las Vegas and it's the greatest arena on earth for game because it's first world. So it's not like Thailand or Colombia or some ghetto shit, and it's also the hot pot, melting pot nexus for so many tourists and so much money flow through that makes it a really appealing place for hired guns. Hired guns are, man, Ambu, you can't, but dude, I'm streaming. It's funny. People just, man, can't do that. Man, people are a mess. I don't know what makes people think they can just do that. What a mess. Um, so it's a great arena. So a lot of hired guns, a lot of beautiful women that are hired for their beauty and they work with their beauty, work in Las Vegas. And so they're there. And a great thing about a hired gun is they work. So like they're going to be there when you go there, more or less. I mean, they may not work that night or whatever. And you can't take advantage of that, but you can. Like you could take advantage of it and play the game with that, but you like can't like obviously they have a lot of stalkers and shit like that also when you're hired guns. So that's what they deal with. But that's what you are dealing with when you deal with a beautiful woman is a woman that's been stalked and preyed upon and whatever, abused and whatever. And we all have in our own ways, but that, there's a unique uh but an archetypal experience for the beautiful girl that she's experienced through her life. And so you got to become familiar with that. Maybe that one individual girl didn't go through it, but a lot of them do. And you're going to need to get familiar with it if you want to know how to navigate her psychology in courtship with her, picking her up, relating with her. So you guys ask questions, ask to stream with me. I want to talk game with you. You'll get a lot more change, a lot more value out of this very short stream if you co-stream with me. So just request on TikTok, Instagram, or whatever. And you guys can comment on YouTube also. I'll check it out every so often. Let's see. It's looking here. So if I look at the chat, good. So I can see your guys' comments. Well, I'm streaming on two YouTube channels at the same time. So if you comment on either one, I see you. Oh, this battery's almost dead. Okay. So we still got 20% on this device. Okay. So where do we go from there? Power. Your power as a man is, well, let's say it's not in your emotions. So to whatever degree you're emotional, it's like, have you guys noticed that your emotions make you reactive? Have you realized that your emotions put you at effect? You're the effect of whatever is creating emotion in you, which is you. Obviously, you created it into yourself, but what's the external stimuli? And sometimes it's even your own voice in your head, but then something outside triggered that voice in your head. And the more and more sane you become, the more and more you realize that it's things outside of you. The less sane you are, then, the more you think it's like, and it could still be demons and whatever, but the more you are at a loss, you're in confusion about what's the cause point of my fluctuations, my roller coasting, as they call it. Roller coastering, roller coasting kind of works both ways. So this is all part of the game. You got to become a master of your own psychology. It's no, you may think, I mean, do you guys think there's a bunch of guys watching right now? Do you think that you're the only one with your stupid ass emotional problems? Have you realized yet that you have stupid ass emotional problems that get you cause you to be distracted, cause you to seek out vice all the time, that has you putting your foot in your mouth and doing dumb things, living with anxiety and stress? It's a psychological thing that you're dealing with. Have you noticed that, or do you think it's something else? There may be external stuff. You're at war. You're training your body too hard. Uh, even the pressure, but even that comes down to the psychological thing. If you're at war, I get it, but if you're stressing your body out by working out too much, you are making the decision to do that. So psychologically, you're stressing yourself. Because if you don't work out, what happens? You're stressed because you got some weird thought patterns, stress and anxiety and all that nervousness and emotions. It's a psychological phenomenon, bro. So have you realized that your psyche is fucked up by your emotions, and that have you realized that your emotions make you weak with women? Even the emotion of I love her so much, but it could be other emotions. You're angry, jealous, you're envious, you're bitter, resentful. These are very common, very frequent emotions for guys towards girls. And do you think you're the only one with those? Okay, no. Do you think that most guys have those? Yeah, they do. And do you think that most guys overcome it? They don't. And do you think that you'll just naturally overcome it as you live? You won't. Well, is this a now? Ask a question, guys on Instagram, whatever. Now, why won't you just overcome it if you just live? Maybe Armando Vargas is like, I'll just overcome it if I just live for another 5, 10 years, 5, 6 months, whatever it takes, and I'll just overcome it. Do you guys think that you, as guys, girls, don't answer? I don't care your opinion. Guys, do you think you're gonna overcome all that bullshit, or do you think you don't have that bullshit? I haven't met a guy yet that the coolest, chillest, most stoic guys that just naturally they're that way because of how they were raised and whatever still have it. They just don't explore life so much. They're not pushing because they're comfortable. They've trained. They're not conquerors. I haven't met. Maybe there are some conquerors on Earth currently in the society. Kanye West, Donald Trump, the fucking guy that boxed Mike Tyson. Like they're and I'll bet they still deal with emotions. Donald Trump probably the best. You know, Tom Cruise is a very unemotional guy, but that's like very select few. AZD, but then if you hear AZD speak, you think he's emotional, and he is to some degree, but he's expressing emotion artistically. And not to make excuses for him, he's also human. He deals with emotions. That's why I believe that other world class conquerors, because he is a conqueror, he's conquered so many women and holds them in relationship, that's a whole different beast. Guys, it's a beast to pick up a fine woman. It's another level beast to get in a relationship for even up to 6 months. Then it's another beast of a beast of a beast to have a long term relationship with a fine woman. You just don't know anybody. You don't know anybody because only celebrities could even approach that, and they don't because they don't have relationship skills. They have pickup skills because they're celebrity status. So they front load their interactions with so much value because the bling and the status and the good, whatever. Then they could maybe get in a relationship because there's just so much pre-selection, and over time you're going to get accustomed to women. If you're celebrity rich women and you're young, handsome, like you're going to be around women are around you, you get familiar with it. Eventually you're going to get some girlfriends. But then what's the next level of game? You're either compromising yourself like fucking MK Ultra, what's the guy's name? MG13, MKG, Machine Gun Kelly, MGK, whatever. Like, what is that? But he got a fine girl. He probably banged a lot of fine women. But what is your relationship like? Because the way, man, I can't even imagine. You've lost masculinity. You have all the sense pleasures in the world, but like you've lost the pleasure of being a man. Like you could be angry and all powerful in your own fucking celebrity way, but that doesn't give you the experience of being a man. Because what is that? So take back power over women in your life is essential if you want fulfilling relationships. And you're going to have to first and foremost overcome your emotions. We got trainings for that. I put out a training called the 6 Pillars, and the chosen lineage of trainings is essential for that. So if you don't have chosen one, twice, chosen two, Genesis, chosen three, and chosen four, those 6 trainings, that package is AZD's compilation of overcoming emotions. and reformulating your dark, shadowy character, because it's not just about being stoic to the core. You've been traumatized, you've been betrayed, you got bullshit, real bullshit that's embedded in your psychosomatic body, your energy body, because man, that's just life on Earth, and maybe you never took the time to revisit it, readdress it, reformulate it. So that's Chosen 4 is what AZD does. But you'd really want to go through the evolution to get the most out of Chosen 4. And that's a whole package of trainings. It's like 70 hours of content of AZD, just straight fucking fire. There's so many testimonies for it. That's Chosen. And that's first and foremost how to take back power over women. And then you need other things. You need the beast and you need game. And that's a whole conversation in itself. But I just wanted to see who would show up to this live. And there you go. There you have it. So I got lots of stuff to move on to. I don't see any of the comments or questions. So if you guys got something, then feel free to say something. Javier, you're on. You know, after a quick conversation, he joined daily class. I think he's getting transformation out of it. And then he just did the advanced class yesterday. So hopefully you're, watching it because that's how you take advantage of it. Haiti Nasser, see you on. All these other guys. What's up? You guys got no thoughts about anything I've said? All common, easy logic. You get it? Nothing more to say about it. Is that Mount? Mountain Air. Right on. Okay, well, we could wrap it, guys. The current advanced training, Fangs of the First Man, is so powerful. It gives us so much enthusiasm to go out. Really good stuff. Thank you. Interesting stuff. Right on. The Fangs of the First Man. Let me just pitch the advanced training that's happening with AZD right now. AZD, I got to give you some context, guys. AZD uses ChatGPT and other AI to develop his system of teaching and his understanding of himself by dialoguing with it, asking it questions, back and forth, back and forth. And ChatGPT is beautiful. It distills it down, condenses it. Very potent synthesis, a very potent tool to jot your mind down and then condense it, reformulate it into very powerful understandings of yourself and what you're doing. So AZD is an expert at that and using it. And he's been using it for many advanced trainings, hundreds of guys, expensive trainings, brought in a lot of money for those trainings to transfer what he knows because he has, so many beautiful girlfriends. We don't even tell how many now, but a lot. And for many years. And he keeps doing it. 400 times he's going out in Vegas, 400 times he's slaughtered out in Vegas. It's the truth. How do you know it's time to cut your friends off? I cut my friends off now. What do you need friends for? I just decide to go for my purpose. And if they join me on my path, then they're my friends. If they take away from my path, they're my enemies. And if they don't join, but they don't take away, then they're friends of the past, and maybe we'll come back together when our paths meet again. But I'm so dedicated. What do you need friends for, bro? What do you need friends for? You need friends to go out with? Okay, wing guys. How do you know when to cut them off? When they violate too many times and you don't want to deal with it. When they take away from your game more than they contribute to your game. They're business friends. Okay, cool. When they take away from your business, cut them off. When they add to your business, keep them around. But keep them contextual. Are they your friends out of friends just to be friends with? I don't have time to hang out with friends. That's where you're way out of AZD training. You, my friend, need to be in the daily class. If you're not in the daily class, you don't know shit about AZD philosophy. Daily class is $47 a month. If you're in India, that's like $300 a month. I know. In American dollars, I would pay $300 a month for AZD's class. You should pay $47 a month for AZD's class. You should figure it out. PayPal it. Easy sign up. So that'll answer a lot of your questions. Absolutely right. Yes. Cool, man. When are you signing up for daily class? I want to know. So wrapping it up about Fangs of the First Man. So AZD uses ChatGPT to distill his teachings. Then he's gone through many concepts. One of the most powerful concepts that he's taught from is Adam and Eve and the idea of like a primordial man. He doesn't really use that wording, but like a primal, savage, egoless man that's righteous in God's law because he's just living life. He's not around raping and murdering people. He's just surviving in his own lane, a stoic beast of a man that, of course, he takes a wife, takes multiple wives, whatever, but he doesn't have ego about it. He's not emotional, just does what's righteous. And, there's obviously tons of teachings that come with that because that's a loaded word. Like, what is righteous, and what is righteous in relationships? And like, you got to learn that stuff. So the fangs are the predator. Predators have fangs. So the fangs of the first man, the man that first woke up and he became aware that I'm a man, but he still had all that natural gain and naturalness of the primal man. The fangs, and of course, is a metaphor because it's fangs as a predator. You go and you get a woman. How do you get her? Just like hunting a deer, hunting anything, you study the prey, you track its movements, and the kill here is not a physical violence, it's a kill of ego. I don't know, her female identity, whatever her independent woman identity is. And it's a metaphor, right? So, how to do that? In Fangs of the First Man, in 3 lectures, AZD is giving 10 Quantum Leap stories. He's already done 2 of those lectures, so there's one more coming up. These Quantum Leap stories are how he uses ChatGPT to develop very short stories that transfer understanding very fast. They're vivid and they're aligned with the principles of courtship in a way that only the number one player on earth could understand because he's applying it for, again, many, many, many years in addition to teaching many guys. But he has had the success and continues to this day after day, kills it every day we go out and lives in abundance with multiple relationships with very high value women. It's just succeeding. His success is undeniable. So he's teaching from the principles he knows are true and that the variables he's working with in his life that, again, year after year, day after day, month after month are working. And so these Quantum Leap stories are very condensed stories that transfer his understandings to the point where now he's calling the Fangs of the First Man the 10 Commandments of Seduction. If you have these frames of mind, these perspectives and points of view, that's what the stories are. Each story is a point of view of this is what's really happening between men and women. And it'll shatter your reality, bro. It'll pull back the veil and you'll see, oh shit, this is what interactions men and women is really happening. It's cloaked in a bunch of storyline and mass media mind control, like how we've been conditioned, is taking us off of the nature of what's really happening. And so the Fangs of the First Man is a bunch of stories that put your attention on what's really happening and dispels the illusions of what's not really happening, man. It's only happening in your head and in consciousness. It's not really happening. It's just your idea about it. So Fangs of the First Man will align your character very deeply, meaning without effort. You just will change as you listen to these Quantum Leap principles or the principles in these Quantum Leaps over and over because it's very short. It's about 3 hours total. Like, again, he hasn't given the last one, so each one was about an hour. So it takes about 3 hours to get these 10 Quantum Leap stories to us. And you can listen to it over and over. It'll change you. Inside, your dial will be different, your compass calibrated, and how you maneuver around women will be aligned with how the top player in the world maneuvers around women. Not necessarily that you get the quickest, fastest sex with the most women, but you'll get the best life. The women that'll come to you will be yours. And you're supposed to be social. You're going to flirt. You're going to have lots of communications with lots of women, but you're not going to be chasing. You're going to be following a code of behavior that's hypnotically attractive and just primal masculinity, It's dope. That's Fangs of the First Man. It's on imcbase1.com and it's $497. That's the current advanced training. When you sign up, you join a Telegram group. I send it to you, and that's where announcements are made. The next class here's the Zoom link, whatever. And then the recordings are posted there, and you get the recordings for life. You had them forever. You just can watch them over and over, which I recommend. That's what I do because they're so good. And they just change. It's so undeniable how they change my game because we're in Vegas. Like I said, this is the laboratory. 6.5 nights a week, we're out, and I'm interacting with 8s, 9s, and 10s. Legit. The world over, these are the best girls. And maybe not like quality, emotional, psychologically, but I can't say yes or no on that. But I can definitely say on looks, that's what you would want to be interacting with. And I'm practicing with that, making relationships with some of them. And you see the difference, how the teachings affect your game right away. You get instant feedback. So you may not be in the game so much because of your lifestyle, where you live and whatever. You got to build your life to this. It's taken me 10 years to get to a place where I could go out every night with AZD, living in Las Vegas, doing only work for IMC Nation. but I had to do a lot of other things. I was a student, I built a business, I had other jobs, and, gradually found myself here because I stayed dedicated for, at the time about 5 years, 5 to 6 years. And that's when but I was hella dedicated. I don't see anybody as dedicated as me for even more than 6 months. So you build with this. And um, still, I can attest to the potency of Fangs of the First Man and how it will change you. And you want to change in this way sooner than later so that you are building your future pyramid now. You've already been building it, but discard that shit you were doing like with clay and hay and a bunch of bullshit. You need some real substance here. So forget whatever you were building. Seriously, leave your life. IMC, you start over, because the communication skills and the awareness you gain is going to completely render obsolete everything you've done before, and you don't want to even be known for whatever the fuck you did before. You want to be known for whatever you do now moving forward. And this is not IMC Nation. This is you showing up to a free stream from IMC Nation Captain Yogi Chris. If you want to be IMC Nation and learn IMC real tech, like whatever I've taught you today was great. Got some good comments. I know it was great because it's great. I'm good. For sure. I am good. But if you're not in the daily class, you're lost, bro. You should borrow the money to sign up. It's $47. If you're in the daily class and you're not on Fangs of the First Man, you're lost, bro. It's true. The daily class will tap you into the group think and the group energy, and your communication skills will improve as you see the mastermind here and how ZD talks with us. You'll also learn a lot of really good principles about dating and whatever, but you're not here in Vegas. So it's really geared towards guys that are in person, but you will level up, especially if you're like India. When was the last time you had a mind-fucking experience of life? This morning in AZD's class. Every day, bro. Multiple. Every day we're in AZD class. Every night we're out with AZD. Every day, at least twice, I have mind-fucking experiences. Multiple in class, multiple when we're out. And then whatever else I got going on through the day, I often will have things. So it's just all the time, bro. I live in it. This is a path of enlightenment like no other. Whatever other path of enlightenment is going to take you away from women, which is going to take you away from life, is rubbish. Just throw it away. Seriously, guys, just throw it away. Start over. There's a guy, Mitsael Mies, can't throw his life away in LA. Just can't throw it away because he wants to do this, wants to do that. Armando Vargas was in that boat. Now he's committed to moving here. You know Armando Vargas is moving here? Yeah, he's moving here. He's already put down payment for 2 weeks of residency. Still got more payments to make on that, but he showed me, I think he's set up in a very interesting way with life. And so I'll be interested to see how that plays out, because you're still a very emotional man, Armando. So that it's when a man's emotional, there's a lot of unpredictability in that. But it takes a lot to commit to moving to Vegas, and you've shown, or you're at least showing, that you can handle it in every realm except for the emotions. Other than the emotions it takes to handle what it takes to get here. So that's dope. But then when you get here, it's a whole new beast. It's not easy to live in Vegas, just the lifestyle. So, but that's cool. So Armando Vargas is coming here. But that's a whole process, you know? Yeah, and you will. It's undeniable. But, bro, the journey is more arduous than you think. I wish I could tell everybody a cupcake and say, it's going to be easy. Just eat this and it'll be all over and before you know it. No, bro. It's a lot of life that you got to pour into your evolution, because you are fucked up. You are pathetic. You're ridiculous. You're no good with women. You're no good with your parents. You're no good with life. You're no good with women for sure. I know. I don't care who you are. You could be, there's this guy, a wrestler locally that trained at an Olympic Training Center, player looking guy, well put together, good body, good fashion, seems to be a party guy, got stiff about the idea of strip clubs. That lets me know where you're at with women, bro. Right? What do you mean you got stiff about it? What are you going to throw? You know what happens in wrestling? When you get stiff, you get thrown. Don't get stiff about it. Celebrities, they come around, and I haven't met like A-list celebrities, but I've met some guys that have money, a lot of money, which is like celebrity, like a lot of money, and guys that, have some level of fame with their craft, which is dope, but their entitlement and their arrogance is totally unfounded. Like, they're not good with women. They're just good at that thing, and that gets them women because women haven't, it's seductive, but it doesn't last. That's where I say they have game up to a relationship, but not long-term, and definitely not. It's a whole new beast. So pick up a fine woman, beast. Have her in a relationship, beast level 2. Long-term relationship, beast level 3. Long-term relationship with multiple relationships with fine women, that's beast level 4, Super Saiyan 4. You're practically a god level. That's what's being offered here. But if you want to achieve that, you got to let go of your life, because your life is shit compared to that, because your life isn't even at beast level 1. you haven't even been able to pick up, which means have sex with a beautiful woman. And maybe if you did, it was probably drugs and alcohol involved and it was years ago. And you can't reproduce it because you don't even know what you did. And if by chance you did, then you're at level one. Then you didn't get a relationship, or you did and then you couldn't keep it, or you lost your balls. You kept it for 3 years, but you were completely beta. I know guys that they get a fine woman after fine woman, they monogamy of after another, but they are bitch to that woman. So they're getting fine women, but they're not really getting her. That's the thing. She's fucking somebody else. You didn't really get her. It's a journey, man, to take back your power as a man. You just got to decide if your life's worth it because you're doing a bunch of other bullshit in life that has nothing to do with that. You're wasting your life. Like Fabian decides to come here. He's from Germany. He needs to come here. You're never going to get it over there in Germany. You're going to get enlightened up enough that you're going to be just good enough to like have a good normie life. If you want an extraordinary life, then you got to come to Vegas. No doubts, no hesitations. What does it take? It's ridiculous that it's only $5,000 for 2 weeks. That's fucking pathetic. That's so weak. It should be 25 grand. And you know it. And if you don't know it, then you're insane and you haven't yet valued your life. But I sell it for whatever I sell it for. Yes, you're welcome, Solo. Solo, stream with me or let me know when you. Oh, that's so. Oh, I know. Yeah, what's up, man? Man, come to Vegas. When was it that you knew about yourself that you had more to life than just paying? Whoa, there's a lot of comments here that I'm not seeing. AGD talks a lot about Buddha. Did Buddha's teachings inspire you in your game? Sort of. When was it that you knew about yourself that had more to life than just paying bills and marrying stupid women and sticking to monogamy? If you may, would you describe about your transformation? Uh, I don't know. No, knowing what I know now, probably I had a lot of glimpses growing up, but I didn't know that's what it was. So I can't say at the time that's what it was. Just as I, woke up to game and the truth about biology and mating and all that stuff and heard AZD's teachings, I saw it was available and then I decided that I wanted it. Like it wasn't, I wanted what I wanted. When I saw a better alternative, then it was easy decision. I didn't have to like really convince myself into it. Um, I never really thought life was about paying bills, but guys still have that. Like I'll still have that if I still have some hang up about money. Like it's a path to overcome it, bro. Literally, when are you signing up for AZD's daily class? You gotta do that. I don't know. It's probably like 27, 28 when the transformation was really happening for me. 38 now. And then, at 29 is when I first met AZD. 28 and a half is when I started studying his stuff, which means buying stuff. You're not studying his stuff if you haven't bought anything. So, yeah, that's when it was. And then the transformation was just buying his stuff, studying it, walking my dog while I listened to the audios over and over. And it was just changing my mind about things. And I saw the success of a man, his success in game, and the principles he was talking about in his lectures made sense. So I just kept going with it. It kept making sense. He kept having proof, kept making sense, kept having proof. And eventually I started getting results. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm not even learning techniques. I'm just learning frames of mind. And that's changing my results in life. So that's what it is, man. You got to change your mindset. You're lost. You need AZD's teachings. When are you signing up for AZD's daily class? Go ahead and unmute if you can. Talk with me. Thank you. So your Buddhist monks wish they had this game. Everybody wishes they had this game. If they saw it, if they're not exposed to it, then they don't. And a lot of guys, they're exposed to it and they hypnotize themselves into thinking it's something else. Jagdish, unmute. Jagdish, unmute. Can you unmute? Can you unmute, brother? You're welcome. Can you unmute? So some guys will see the game and they'll convince themselves it's something else, or they'll see something that it's not, and they don't want it, but they're not seeing really what it is. And we're barely seeing what it is. The closer we are to AZD, the more we see, but he continually shows us that it's what's not seen that's affecting things. Jagdish, are you just ignoring me? Can you unmute? I'm talking to you, bro. Watch, he's about to drop off because I'm putting him under pressure. I hope so. I hope you either unmute or you leave the Zoom. Just a few seconds, please. Okay, thank you. Okay, anybody else? I think that's it. About to wrap it. Let's see if there's a comment on YouTube. Well, okay. Okay. Man, I can't wait anymore, Jack Dish. I don't understand what's taking so long, bro. Going once, going twice. Just sign up for the daily class, bro. IMCBase1.com. You'll see the daily class there. Don't miss it. Oh, there you are. What's up?
Yeah, hi Chris. Hi, it's pleasure to see you.
YouTube, where are you
Honestly,
calling from?
I'm calling from India right now. I'm in
India.
Bombay,
It's like 2 a.m.
Mumbai. It's just 2 a.m. It's 3 a.m. right now. You're very correct, very accurate.
Bombay. So Bombay.
Yeah,
When are you getting on AZD's daily class? When can you afford it?
very soon. I hope to be on very soon. Just gonna take me few more months from here because
A few
I'm
more
trying to work.
months? It was already a few.
I know, because every time you ask, I mean, it's embarrassing for me right now as well because it's just $40. I mean, it's $49, whatever it is. But for me over here, the money is kind of on a bit on expensive side right now. And well, I'm trying to work hard as much as I can, and I know you wouldn't believe this as well, but I'm really trying hard, brother. I'm really trying hard on my side.
Brother, every
But
time you
it's
make
a
money,
pleasure to see you,
every
honestly.
time you make money, you need to put 10%
Uh-huh.
aside and don't touch it. When you make
Right,
money,
right.
before you spend anything,
Correct,
you got to
correct,
put 10% aside. If you can't have that discipline,
correct.
you'll never have beautiful women, ever.
Absolutely.
So that's what it
Agreed,
is. So
agreed.
I don't know.
Honestly,
Like, you got to put 10% aside before you spend anything.
I
You're
agree
saying
everything you have to
absolutely, but
say.
I know you're not doing that.
Well, I'm doing because I earn and everything just goes to my my savings and all the things because I take care of my own personal things at home, take care of my
Well,
mother
if
and
you have
everything.
savings, then
So,
use your savings to get the program. Do you have
oh
$47?
yeah, yeah, I understand that, but it's kind of on a complicated side. I really am not kidding over here, or otherwise I would have just joined. I
Okay,
am,
well, I don't
but
understand. Yeah. I mean, basically, 10 is there a reason why you can't put 10% aside and not use it until it's
uh,
$47?
well, I've been just clearing my debts for over the past 6 months that I've been accumulated over the last one year. So just I just need 2 or 3 more months to just clear off the debt. Just
Okay,
be
okay,
care.
okay, okay, okay.
That's all the thing. That's everything. That's basically it.
Cool. You're
Right.
coming to
So
Vegas now. Thank you, Solar. Are you coming to do residency or are you just taking a bus here to live here? Because really, guys, if you come to Vegas and you don't do residency, you're gonna fail at IMC Vegas. You can live in Vegas. That's cool. You're a man, you can
right,
live wherever you want. You can even come
man.
around.
Oh,
It costs a little bit extra to come around if you're not on dues, but you could do that. But man, you're missing the game. You're really missing so much if you don't do residency.
I understand. I
I'm
understand.
talking to this guy over here on Instagram, but he lives here in the States. So for you, yeah, the path is you got to put money aside, get on the daily class. That's just you got to do that. And then when you're
Completely
in the
agree.
daily class, then you can study so much. That's going to improve your sales because if you're a personal trainer, you should be it should be easy. Succeed. It's just the path to succeed. You
Right.
go and you talk to a
Absolutely.
billion people. There's a billion people in India. Talk to every single one of them and personal train them. And there's just and then raise your prices and you just keep going. So that's your
Yeah,
path,
you're very
brother.
correct.
It's good to meet you. I didn't know that it was you from Instagram. And
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
if you got a
I'm glad
final
to know.
question, I can answer a final question. Otherwise, I got to get going.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't mean to disturb you, but honestly, just I just want to learn about your own personal transformation because I've been seeing you for a quite while, and you're just amazing and charming as a person. Just want to know something more about you as a person. How it's been for you,
I
even
was
in the
born
before.
to a white family. Here, I'll tell you. I'll tell you.
Please, thank you.
Guys on Instagram, I'm going to end this because the story is on my uh, phone here. So you guys should also be
Right.
signing up for things. Slab Monkey, bro, Slab Monkey, Jesus H. Christ. Fucking Jake, real fan Jake. Jesus H Christ, man. When are we gonna get you here in Vegas, bro? You gotta see the game, bro. Come to Vegas. I'll give you Fangs of the First Man. You gotta come to Vegas. If you come to Vegas for residency, I'll give you the advanced training because you gotta hear it and then see it, and you'll never be the same again. Like lifetimes evolved, bro. Man, I don't even want to end the Instagram because I want, man, maybe I'll end the TikTok. I don't know if I have it on this device. Fuck TikTok. Let's see here. Is it here? Yes. Okay. We're ending TikTok. I'm reading a story. And then I'll end it after this, guys. Okay. So a quick story. It's not a good story, but how do we not run out of things to say when talking with women? You feel yourself and you uh feel like honey.
Uh-huh.
You feel like sweet honey, like the sugar rush. And then when you look at her like honey. And then whatever you
Right.
say, you talk like honey. And then it doesn't matter what you say because how you're saying it's more important.
Exactly.
Yes. So born, this is um the backstory for Yogi Chris, the captain of
All
Inner
right.
Worlds. Born into a lineage of warriors, 8 generations deep in military service, I was forged under the iron hand of discipline from a young age. It says you, I said I'm going to change it to you. You were forged, it's referring to me. You were forged under the iron hand of discipline from a young age. How would I rewrite this? I would say his. He was forged under the iron hand of discipline from a young age. His father, a battle hardened army ranger, carved resilience and obedience into his bones, raising
Mm-hmm.
him to be a champion wrestler and a scout of honor. But life was never meant to be only about obedience. After years of grueling sacrifice and strict control, he broke free. The discovery of psychedelics cracked open the walls of his mind, plunging him into chaos, rebellion, and the vast unknown dimensions of the human spirit. He teetered between two worlds, discipline and destruction, until he found his compass, the path of mastery. Through the razor's edge of yoga, the brutal honesty of philosophy, and the raw battlefield of social dynamics, he reforged himself, not into a soldier of society, but into a captain of consciousness, a rebel philosopher, a leader of men who seek freedom not just outside, but within. His final metamorphosis came under the mentorship of a secretive brotherhood, IMC Nation, where he honed his expression, unlocked the codes of influence, seduction, and inner dominance, and vowed to lead other warriors from slavery to sovereignty. That's
Amazing.
that's Yogi Chris.
Amazing.
So
Amazing, man. Amazing. I'm just amazing to hear, sir. Honestly.
you too. I'll bet you're amazing. I want to meet you now, next year, next year, next year, 10 years from now, because I've been training IMC for
Whenever,
10 years.
whenever
So as soon
we
as
are
you get
destined.
in, as soon as you get into the daily class, clock starts. Now we
Sure.
start. Okay, 10
Sure
years
thing.
later, you'll be this and
Right.
more.
Right. It's good to have your energy, honestly. I mean, just looking at the screen right now, you can just your presence itself just speaks for itself, honestly. Thank you so
Thank you.
much. Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome so much, brother. Okay, guys, I'll see you on